don't know what you're going to see in the National Football League on any given Sunday. The Steelers here as a team, they have forced 6 turnovers. Count them, 6 of them. Daniel Jones, at least for today, has reverted back into the pumpkin that he was and the bust that he was with the New York Giants. 3 interceptions. He's been sacked 5 times. Linebacker Peyton Wilson has just been a dog. 13 tackles, an interception, 2 passes defensed. You also have Jack Sawyer with an interception, Joey Porter with an interception. TJ Watt has been felt today with a sack, fumble, and recovery. He did it all. The offense really hasn't done really much.
No, they haven't.
Barely over 200 yards of offense, but Aaron Rodgers, he's protected the football. Pittsburgh hasn't been able to run the ball if their life depended on it. This is one here where the defense forced 6 takeaways, and Pittsburgh got the points when they could from short fields. And that's the name of the game today. And after the games against the Bengals and Green Bay, this defense needed a way to fight back. And fight back they did. I rather would them, not have all 6 turnovers in 1 week. Because you have Justin Herbert coming up, and you got Flacco again coming up, and you got Caleb and Ben Johnson coming up, and Josh Allen coming up.
Every game, somebody's coming up.
Everybody also going on in the NFL right now, the Carolina Panthers upset Green Bay at Lambeau 16-13 at the end. Minnesota's currently winning over Detroit in Detroit at the 2-minute warning. Denver and Houston are tied at 15. Chicago is leading the Bengals by 2 touchdowns, that game in the 4th quarter. And then we got the mega game coming up in the 4:25 window. Bills and the Chiefs again, Mahomes and Allen, part 10. Also got the Rams and the Saints, as well as Jacksonville and Vegas. New England beats Atlanta by 1. The Chargers beat Tennessee by 7.